Hello, and welcome to this brief recording of the Ascentus Advanced Leave Management Tool. What we intend to do with this recording is really just walk through the tool itself and how it can drive some value for organizations when tracking any sort of advanced leave case. This tool is commonly referred to as the FMLA tool within the Ascentus timekeeping system. However, I do like to call out that it can handle a variety of advanced leave types, not just FMLA. Those will be the common occurrences you would see within the tool. However, would be something like a maternity leave case or a personal illness that requires FMLA. So with that, I want to walk through briefly here the process workflow, really to give you a high level understanding of how this tool works and how this can provide some benefit to your organization. So starting off, really we can conceptualize this with the employee requesting that leave through the portal. And as they do that, they'll actually have the system go ahead and determine the eligibility of that request by that employee just by way of those business rules that are built out within the system. So it'll automatically qualify them based on those business rules set forth. From there, management and HR can receive a notification regarding that request that will then prompt them to go in there and review the details and either approve or deny the request. From there, if approved in this scenario, the system will then go ahead and automatically create that defined task list. Now, that's a big piece that helps drive the organizational value of this tool is organizations can create their own templates, if you will, of case types and tasks associated with that. Everything from documents to notifications and alerts and reminders that go out can be templated so that these requests that come through can follow a true process, a defined process in the system. From there, that system, and I kind of hinted on a couple of these things a moment ago, it can help us automate the delivery of documentation, important notices that employees require. And it can also help us to deliver notifications and alerts or reminders to anyone involved in the case, whether it's regarding coming due materials or documents to return to work notices. All of that can be automated within the system. So with that high level understanding, I did want to touch on really what we aim to show in the demonstration here. And it is pretty simple. We want to look at that employee view, touch on that admin view, and then look at how we manage these cases overall, really some best practices within that. So starting here as Catherine Smith, we're going to go ahead and walk through what it looks like to kick off one of these leaves types and cases. I've jumped onto Catherine Smith's main dashboard here for the time tracking module. In her upper right here, she has that leave management widget where she would go to request vacation or sick time. Well, it's the same item here with requesting FMLA, just one major difference. As she goes in to select request leave, and she selects the appropriate bucket she's taking from, in the situation FMLA, it'll actually prompt her to use a different pathway to make this request. And just by simply clicking OK, she is offered up a different wizard-driven process for her request. There are obviously some additional details that we require when it's FMLA or an advanced leave type. And so this tool provides the capability here to collect those additional details. First and foremost, right, we need to understand what type of request are we submitting? Is this a totally net new request, or are we extending an existing request? Is it a full absence, and how many hours per day are we going to take from our accrual bucket? Next, we need to understand the dates in which we will be off, whether that is known or unknown. So another great benefit to this system is you do not have to put in a last date. It doesn't need to be known. The system will just simply estimate the end date based on your parameters and the accrual balance that you have within the system. So here for Catherine Smith, we know she's going to be off starting today and going out till, say, the 30th of July. That is a Monday through Friday absence, 8 hours a day, full absence. And now she needs to select the pay code and the reason code. Now, this is the mojo behind the advanced leave tool, in that this is determining all of those quote unquote templated factors within the advanced leave tool. So this is an FMLA case. And now her preset reason codes to choose from are presented to her. She's out on maternity leave. She'll just simply select that reason code. And now on the back end, this is telling the system, hey, Catherine Smith is requesting maternity leave. So follow the pre-built task list for this reason code of maternity or paternity leave. As soon as she says okay and submits that, you can see the system is automatically doing that eligibility check based on the business rules set forth within the implementation of the advanced leave system. Here in front of her, she can see all of the areas in which she is being checked for eligibility, and she sees that she passes with flying colors there. If she had not, you would see clearly which one she did not meet from an eligibility standpoint. Now, for an ongoing management of a case, employees will have a My FMLA tab that I favorited up here at the top. And so drilling in there really from a case management perspective, this is the single source area here for your employees to manage any and all cases that they have within the system. This is Catherine's first case. So this is the only case she has in the My FMLA area. But obviously, clearly here you can see she has her task list on the left-hand side there for this case. She can see all of those important due dates, the descriptions, and then as we work our way through the case, she can see the status of each and every task, if it's complete, if it's pending, so on and so forth. Furthermore, on the right-hand side here, Catherine has access into those important documents that need to be sent to her. So she can download those documents. If she happens to lose them, she always has access back here in the portal to grab them. And if she is filling any forms out by hand, or if she needs to upload documents, simply selecting the attach additional forms allows her to browse her local machine and upload that form and connect it to a specific task. This does have fillable and e-sign capabilities as well. So if we want to run a completely electronic process, we can do that through here as well. All right, let's switch gears quickly here into that supervisory or admin role. I'm going to sit in the perspective of Matt Taylor. He is our system admin. He also has a downline. Now, one thing I want to point out that is an added benefit to this solution for the folks that are admins or managers or supervisors would be this FMLA active case widget. Now, this does allow for those parties to have that quick high-level view into active cases in the organization right there on their dashboard. So instead of digging into other places, just simply seeing that at a high level on their dashboard allows them to get the details they need and go on about their day. Now, of course, we can drill in and see the details around these cases. And so drilling into the FMLA active cases will allow me to see the details for those active cases. We do have a summaries page. I'm going to come back here to the details in a moment. This summary page allows us to see across the board, across the organization, all of the cases active or closed or pending or otherwise that we have. And we do have some other summarized details like the IDs, the reason codes selected, important dates, and the days in which those folks will be out. Even a nice little progress tracking bar on the far right here to give us an idea of how far along we are in that case. As you can see across the top, I can search any one of those areas to filter down into specific case types or by specific employees if I'd like to. All of that to say at the highest level here across the organization, I can drill into the wide variety of cases that we might have in the organization. Now, looking at specific details here, we're going to drill in on Victoria Tandon and talk through her case. Now, the case details by individual gives us everything that we need in one spot. So you can see across the top for Victoria Tandon here with her information, we have access to her timesheets, to her employee information, even her schedule in case anything needs to be adjusted. Right? Below that, we have more of those case details around her request. Importantly here, looking at the days in which she will be out, the start and end dates, the days of the week, for example, and her status. This has been approved. And so she is off and running with this maternity or paternity leave case. Now, again, as we mentioned, one of the biggest benefits here from an organization perspective is this task list. And so that reason code of maternity, paternity leave drives that automated task list that we have been presented with here in the case. So each reason code, unique reason code that you have can drive different task lists. Now, these are templates. They are not set in stone. You can see I have an add button down here and even the ability to go ahead and take out one of these tasks if I need to. It allows for that flexibility for your organization to say, hey, we want to add in a new step here, maybe a personal touch, a get well soon note, something of that nature. It does allow you to be flexible on the fly. Nonetheless, this is an area that's completely meant to help with tracking and organization of each and every case that you have. As you can see, as we move across each row, we can see that a task owner is assigned. You have the ability to mark it complete, indicate if it's required for approval, the dates, reminders, and then notifications. Now, again, because this is templated, you have the ability to set the cadence for those reminders and even set the language in these important notifications. So these notifications can have some boilerplate language and even use merge fields so that as we go, we're not reinventing the wheel each time we need to send notification. And it can even automatically send those forms that you have attached to those notifications. Very simple, very easy to leverage and push out important information to the parties that are involved. You can even select which recipients are going to be receiving each and every notification. Now, in the world of leave management, not everyone will be using the employee interface, and some folks might be dropping forms off or sending them via snail mail. And so you as an admin always have the capability here to attach documents specific to this case if the employee is simply just handing you forms in the old-fashioned manner. Last but not least, from a compliance perspective, all information is tracked here on the history tab, date and time stamped, showing what has been updated or changed and by whom. So as we go through a case, we have a clear understanding of what has transpired all the way from A to Z and who has impacted that change. In a nutshell, again, what we walked through was that employee view, some of those admin tools, and a little high level on some best practices around managing these cases. I hope that was a beneficial demo walkthrough of the advanced leave tool, and we look forward to connecting again on the Ascentus platform. Thanks.